Whenever there's a lot of people in a market and there's a race to the bottom in terms of cost, the only way you can sustainably keep cutting costs is by cutting corners and sacrificing craftsmanship.
Our society seems to sort of value cheap, quick.
The obsession with efficiency and deadlines and timelines and costs.
Cost, time.
Let's all just get going. Well, our biggest goal is to just get you to sign a contract.
It's a numbers thing. It's throw numbers at the problem. Throw more bodies. More bodies means faster time.
Meet specs, it's done.
I've worked at a couple other places where people who were actually doing the work didn't talk to the clients. There was always the business person whose job was to say something to the client.
A lot of companies just start with the goal of business, to make money, to hire people. But we kind of started with a higher goal of invention. When you start a company, the second thing you do is rent an office. We didn't do that.
They knew they wanted to have talented people who were deeply invested in the Drupal community, but those people lived all over the place.
We're in Ecuador, Spain, the UK, Canada, the US.
They converged on this model from the Drupal community and from the open source projects that preceded it of distributed work.
On the surface of it, the thing that makes the Lullabot the most unique is the fact that we're a distributed company.
Everybody works from home or from their local public library or coffee shop.
You start the day fresh, and if you didn't, you stop. I mean, so you go in refreshed, you are with a team that is all very happy as well, so you're not dealing with the same politics.
Trust is big within our team because we're hiring people and telling them we're not going to watch you every second of the day.
It's the discipline to find people that stand out enough to stand out across distance.
I often say that the work that we do, what you get out of it as a byproduct is a website. The real thing that you get is someone that understands your business. Yeah, you need a website, but why?
Websites can seem like a commodity on the surface, but they're doing some critical function within your business. They are interacting with humans.
Every software project is different, and it's really hard to reduce any one software project down to a formula. We book our people 100% on a single project. So there's no jumping from one project to another and trying to get their head back in code that they haven't touched in a week.
It's not where you're hopping and doing something and hopping and doing, you're really focusing. And so, yeah, when you sit down for 2 hours, you are getting a lot done. It's explosive.
I don't feel like a cog in a machine that just needs to do this task over and over and over again for no purpose. There's a purpose to what I'm doing, and as part of this larger picture, the sum is greater than its parts.
When the people who are part of the company are really valued as individuals, not just interchangeable units of billable hours, you can really tell in the decisions that get made.
I've seen this over and over on the projects that I've been on, where we go in and it's a client that's operated in a more traditional way. And by the time we leave, they have kind of adopted a lot of the things that we do because they found how well they work.
In order to engage deeply with your work, you have to be able to find intrinsic value in the work itself and not just the end product.
Is the work that you're doing shareable? Is it something that you want to pass on?
One of the greatest tools of a designer is just fascination. People who are just sort of fascinated with, wait a minute, how does that actually work? What happened? How does that get on the page? Who does that?
You can't innovate if you're not willing to take chances and make mistakes and figure out what works. And the fact that that's encouraged and embraced and supported at Lullabot means that the opportunities and potential is 10 times more than any place I've ever been.
I secretly always wanted to be a Lullabot because I saw how much fun they had. I saw how they weren't just doing the same thing as every other company. And they were actually enjoying the work that they did.
A lot of that stuff early on just sort of felt like magic, and we liked that feeling of magic. But as we kept growing and explaining to new people who came on, okay, this is how we create the magic. This is how we create the magic. We started to realize, actually, it wasn't so much magic. It was the values that made us us.
Lullabot's core values.
I know collaborate openly.
Hold on.
Be human.
I got it.
I think it's
Is it 6?
Inspire and empower.
have fun.
Invent and innovate.
Kick ass.
That might be it. And kick ass.
Our clients come to us because they ultimately want to take what they do and put that in front of other people. And when you start to think of that in that context, it becomes really important work.
Innovation is such a funny word in Silicon Valley, but I really feel like our innovation comes from trying to create new systems, new ways of being, new ways of working, new ways of connecting. And it's an experiment, and sometimes we fail. But when it works, that's innovation.